Hello, you can follow me at Gumby9662C on Twitter. And today I'm going to look at the volume profile, weekly volume profile. This is the weekly webs. And today on the SPY, we are rejecting the major volume distribution for last week. And on the very first day of the second quarter, we are rejecting value as of last week. Okay. And so that is very important on the S&P 500 because we have a double distribution from last week. So odds are we are probably going to drift to the lower end of this distribution later into the week. This also is happening on the Russell, but the Russell, we had a pretty good week last week, but it was a very wide range because volatility started picking up. And that is not necessarily a bullish sign for the markets. When ranges start expanding, that's a bit more of a bearish sign to the markets. Okay? So I just wanted to let you know that. And we bounced off 2 weeks ago the top of value. We bounced off that today so far. Okay? But we are at the very low end of this range. Odds are we're going to come back down lower into the rest of the week. So just keep this one on your radar, that we are probably setting up for lower value prices even on the Russell. Okay, another one here. Last week's value is up at this area. We are breaking out of that value distribution. Okay, and we have a wider range, of course, because we had higher volatility last week. But the odds are looking good even on the diamonds. We're at support right now on the diamonds, that we're probably going to break support tomorrow, and we are going to see this channel we're in. We are probably going to be testing the lows, the low prices on the diamonds from last week later this week. Okay. Okay. On the Qs are holding up quite a bit better, and we had this like channel that I have got drawn here, and we came up above that. Well, so far right now we are trying to defend this, stay above this channel because the NASDAQ is holding up better than the rest of the markets. But I do think this thing is going to come back down lower. We're not getting back into the high volume node. We're coming back down to the secondary distribution. So to me, in my opinion, we are going to come back down even lower tomorrow slightly. So just keep that in mind. And the next, we do have overlapping volume distributions here right at this price. So the NASDAQ itself might hold up better than the other sectors. But it does look like it's going to be coming into this channel later this week. What's the major driving force today and should not be ignored, and that is your financial sector. And we've got this, excuse me, my throat, 100-day moving average on the daily here on your XLF, and we tried to break it a few days back. Well, today we're pushing down below that 100 SMA and out of value. Okay, last week's value we did have prices slightly higher here, but this is something to be concerned about. So prices do look like we're holding up in this lower distribution area, and it looks like we've completely rejected this higher distribution on the financials. So this is something to be concerned about. And to finish my video, something you really need to be concerned about here, the TLT has crossed over the 100-day moving average, and we have eclipsed 5 days of value of price action in 1 day here. So this is a very bullish candle at the top of a range, suggesting that we're about to get a major move in our bond markets. And if that's the case, there's a very good chance we're going to see a gap down in the markets tomorrow. So I strongly suggest that you be very careful on your long positions. A few charts that I have on watch here. I think Delta Airlines is preparing to break down. It has a lot of value at this price level, but I do think Delta Airlines is wanting to break down and come back down and test the 200-day moving average. The transports are very weak here. Caterpillar, we do have a lot of industrial data coming out this week, so this one here is a little iffy in my opinion. But keep this one in mind. We are breaking out of value today, okay? And it does look like it wants to test this 200-day moving average. So just keep this one in mind. We do have prior price support still. It hasn't officially broken yet, but do keep this one on watch. Another one that I am watching here, and that's CSX on the railroads. It does have some value at this price point, but this is one that I do think is a high flyer on the railroads, and it's probably going to start coming in here. Another area to be really concerned about is the auto sector. Ford came out today and they did not have very good sales. General Motors is a high flyer since the election, so it does have the most to lose if these autos start really coming in here. And it's right now testing on the uptrend support line today. Keep an eye on your regional banks. PNC is one of the best performers since the regional banks took off since the election. We're right back testing the 100-day SMA once again. Now there is some overlapping value at this area, so you know it's not the end of the world, but it's something to be very concerned about, that the regional banks look like they're headed lower. Now keep in mind on your healthcare that it's started to underperform here, and your XBI is below last week's accepted value. So if this market does start rolling over here, it would be very easy for the XBI to break this uptrend. So keep this one on watch. That is a potential breakdown in the healthcare space, biotechs. Well, we're finally getting a little reprieve in the TLT on the tick chart here. I don't think it's going to last very long, personally. So we'll see how the day ends here. Maybe that was it for the day, for the downside. But keep a very close eye on your bonds, because they are going to be the driving force for the week. Thanks a lot. Oh, be sure and like the video if you like it, and I appreciate any and all comments with your insights and stuff at the bottom of the video. Thanks.